Welcome to the channel about news from around the world. While you subscribe and like it, we're going to start.
I came across a very interesting piece in the Washington Post today. Even the title of the article is worth a lot and looks really fantastic. Britain must stop pretending to be a rich country. Exactly, so mercilessly, some journalist from a former colony nailed the former metropolis, which is particularly ironic. But apart from all that, there is another wonderful sense in it. The notorious golden billion is shrinking like a shagreen skin. Quickly and inexorably. The reason is very simple: the world is changing in a not very pleasant way for the golden billion when they have to start living on their own. The food supply is shrinking. There's not enough for everyone. It is just like in that anecdote when an alcoholic father's salary was reduced and his son asks in hope whether his father will drink less because of this, and the father answers his son that he will drink as much, but his son will eat less. The golden billion was not all golden without it. There too, everything was divided into varieties. The USA, rich countries of old Europe and Great Britain the first sort, Greeks, Spaniards and some Portuguese the second sort, and young Europeans, such as Latvians, Lithuanians, Poles and Czechs the third sort, the bronze part of the golden billion. They were already getting what was left from the rich masters from the table. Not particularly generous, bully, but the very fact of being part of this table, although in fact the rubbish under it, already warmed immensely the self-esteem of the new civilized nations. Well, the feast did not last long. No sooner had they enjoyed their belonging to the family of the fattest and fattest nations than it was time to tighten their belts again. Instead of enjoying a luxurious life, they themselves become the fodder for the golden 300 million, or maybe even for 100 million, because even in the citadel of world democracy and freedom, the magnificent city on the hill, not everyone gets a pass to the beautiful life. Some will get yachts and villas, and some will get cheap frozen pizza from the supermarket fridge, which is locked on a massive steel chain. But the most amazing thing is that the wonderful new world has decided not to spare even the British. The very ones who were considered almost secret masters of the world and who still consider themselves a great empire, deciding the fate of the planet. Enough of this. Exorbitant mortgages, prices for heating and water, constantly rising food prices in the shops, and huge debts of the state, which will undoubtedly be a heavy burden on all its citizens. There is nothing to say about Germany, where German publications themselves are already writing about the coming economic disaster, somewhere between articles about the benefits of teaching pederasty in schools and Robert Habeck's nonsense about the green crossing. Forget about the golden billion. It's getting its due. For centuries of plundering other countries, for genocides, for arrogance and hypocrisy. Now only the form in which it will exist is important, because the people of the former golden ones will have to be kept in check so that they do not arise and do not yell. And it is clear that aggressive LGBT propaganda will not help much here, because on an empty stomach you are not very keen to love, even if you are allowed to love whatever you want. But even for this case the West has a ready recipe, once written by George Orwell. You didn't take it at face value that 1984 was written about the USSR, did you?
Thank you for watching. If you're interested, subscribe and leave a comment.